guys, it's Anne and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to teach you how I mix my skin tones. So I typically like to create one kind of like middle shade that I can just generally like add more reds or browns or oranges, yellows, whites to, so I could get like a wider range of skin tones. So that's what you see me doing here. But of course, I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. I'll let you guys know how I even got to this color in the first place. So I'm going to be using this palette paper pad that I bought from Artist Loft from Michaels. It was just like a couple dollars. And as far as colors go, we're mainly going to be using primary and secondary colors. The only one that you don't see is blue, plus some white and black. Because as you see here, I ran out of my brown. I paint a lot of portraits, so this is like an everyday thing. But I'm going to start with a palette knife. I'm not the best at palette knife paint mixing, so please don't get at me. If anything, this is probably going to be like the least proper mixing video that you will ever watch, but I hope that it is helpful nonetheless. So as you see, I put out all of my colors: purple, yellow, orange, red, white, green, and black. We're going to start out with yellow and purple. So I'm going to show you how by mixing complementary colors you can get a couple shades of brown. Now, what does complementary mean? Now, these are the colors that are on the color wheel that usually sit across from each other. I'll go ahead and reference a picture of a color wheel down below so that I don't leave you guys hanging. But here you can see we have created our first shade of brown. So what's cool about complementary colors is even if you don't want to make a strict brown, let's say you were working with yellow and yet you didn't want it to look that vibrant. If you added the tiniest touch of purple and just slowly added it, you would actually be muting the color, and you'll then notice that you're going to get like more of a shadow shade of that color, if that made sense. So that can work as well with red and green. So if you want to make like a maroon color and you don't have one, take your vibrant red that you have and just add little bits of green slowly but surely, and you'll kind of come across this like reddish brown, kind of like a brick color. And then for the last set of complementary colors, we have orange and blue, which, you know, I forgot it at the beginning of the video, but here we are. And we're just gonna take some of that blue or some of that orange and add the blue. I always start with the warmer color when it comes to skin tones, because obviously skin tones are more so warmer shades, and then slowly but surely adding those cooler complementary colors to them. That way it doesn't get too muddy too quick. So after doing that, we already have three kind of varying shades of brown, and then I just kind of grabbed this flat brush that I have because honestly I hate palette mixing. So I just took my trusty flat brush and we're gonna proceed that way. So I'm gonna take each of those browns and just kind of add touches of white to show you how we can get even lighter skin tone shades. Now, there really isn't any rhyme or reason. Oh my gosh, I feel like I sound like Drew Scott. If you happen to watch him, I love his home decor videos, but he always says that, so I couldn't help but point it out. But anyways, as I was saying, there is no rhyme or reason when it comes to mixing your colors. Whenever you see a color, just observe your reference and obviously the color that you are mixing. And if you think that it needs a dash of yellow, a dash of red, go ahead. And as you saw there, like if something is almost looking way too blushy, that's when you use the complementary color rule. You add a dash of green and therefore it can mute it, make it a little bit more brown. If something is looking too yellow, add a touch of purple and maybe it'll bring it back to a flesh tone. So this is probably like the most unorganized way to show you how to mix some skin colors, but I figured the logic was more so important. I tried my best to explain it, but also I wanted to make this like cute little swatch menu looking thing. What do you call this? Swatch art? So that my unorganized mess looked a little bit more organized for you. You know, I care about you. The important thing to know is that everything is going to be trial and error, and there are actually a billion shades that go into even one person's portrait. So that being said, just have fun and just play around with the colors that you have and you'll be surprised. Oddly enough, if you mix all of your colors together, it might make somewhat of a darkish brown, and you could have something to work with and just add some white, add more oranges, and just work with what you have, especially if you're like me and you run out of brown like every other week. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and leave any comments, questions, or concerns you might have in the comments down below, and subscribe if you haven't already, because of course we want you here for a long time and not just a good time. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.